I wanted to just address the question of racial profiling, which was touched on earlier. This is extremely, extremely important. The Center for Constitutional Rights, in addition to this case, we have one of the largest racial profiling cases against the New York City Police Department, where just incidentally, they stop and frisk over 500,000 people, black and brown predominantly, a year, and they don't really seem to care about it. But what is racial profiling, and why is that bad, and why does it play into SB 1070 and into secure communities? The idea behind, the idea of due process in the 14th Amendment is that the police in particular can only have an interaction with you if there is a reasonable suspicion that you've done something wrong. So they can't stop you because you're black or you're brown or you're Asian or whatever, and they think that you might have done something wrong, just in the criminal context. That's clear. What happens in secure communities is that there's an added layer, and especially in 1070, where the police officers are trying to figure out whether you are undocumented or not based upon how you present yourself walking down the street. Now, how does one do that? How does one do that? Well, it's clear. If you are Mexican, or if you look like you're Mexican, or if you look like you're Jamaican, or you look like you're Cuban or Dominican, they're going to stop you. That is clearly illegal, and that's how it happens. And the last thing I want to say on this, which is really problematic, is that when you combine the criminal and the immigration, even when you go to court and they say there is nothing that you've done wrong, you've been released, your case is dismissed, your record is expunged, the immigration officials still have you. So again, that's how this stuff plays together. Is that they use the criminal hook to get you in, and even when it's crap, they still hold you on the immigration piece. Last thing I want to say is there have been some reforms that have been, alleged reforms that have been proposed by ICE officials. There was a June 30th memo that came out from an assistant secretary from ICE, which I can talk about a little bit later. But what they are trying to do, the federal government, is they're trying to make this a kinder and more gentler immigration procedure, and it's not reforming the system. What President Obama and the administration need to do is they need to declare a moratorium on all of these procedures. They need to defeat 1070. They need to stop the Secure Communities program. They need to stop 287G. They need to stop the Criminal Aliens program. And at the very least, they need to declare a moratorium until there is more comprehensive, better federal legislation. That's what needs to happen. So as you're tweeting and as you're talking with your folks about this, what I think all of us on this panel would really urge you to do is to push the Obama administration to put their money where their rhetoric is in terms of humanity and in terms of how people are treated. They need to stop these programs. They need to stop pandering to the right. They need to stop pandering on national security. They need to recognize that racial profiling is happening and they're enabling it through their inaction. And thank you very much.
Great, thank you.